Action! Hi guys, and welcome to my highlights of the year 2022 that I'm uploading in the year 2023. Just to be different from the other YouTubers really, you're unorganised. So let's start with something you guys seem to know me for by now, and that is the fact, and it is a fact because it's just true and I can't help it, I go through my cars like nothing else, and this year I've been particularly bad for buying and selling and owning a load of cars. So much so, I've actually ended up buying, in the year 2022, 13 cars. So let's look back at some of those cars. There's a few missing out of the clips which I'll talk to you about. This is a 1995 Nissan 100NX. It's a 2000 Honda Accord. So this is a 2002 52 plate Toyota Avensis SR model. It's a Mazda MX-3. This is my Citroen Berlingo 1.6 turbo diesel multi-spas. I guess I've bought this. This is a Toyota Carina E. It's a Toyota Corolla T-Sport. So this is a video on me showing you this. This is a Honda Civic Type R, a 1994 Honda Civic which made it an EG3 because it was a 1.3. So this is not only just a Honda Accord, this is actually a coupe model, so as you can see here. This is my 1998 Toyota Starlet. So let's just talk about that madness right there. I've got my phone out because I need notes and you guys probably can't blame me. So let's just reiterate those cars that I've owned in the year 2022. The Nissan 100NX, the Honda Accord, the Toyota Avensis SR, the Mazda MX-3, the Citroen Berlingo van, the Toyota Carina E, the Toyota Corolla T-Sport, the Honda EP3 Civic Type R, the Honda Civic EG3 Barley Edition, the Honda Accord Coupe, and the Toyota Starlet. Now there are a few cars missing off that list, one of them in particular which I never told you guys on YouTube about, so let me explain. I took a little bit of time from uploading onto YouTube, and when I came back I said I was buying myself a stopgap car and I didn't think it was worthy of putting a car on YouTube because I knew for a fact the aim of that car was for it to be a stopgap. It was never going to stick around, like most of my cars do, but this time I had an excuse, I felt. That car, I bought a Mercedes C240, so a Mercedes C-Class C240 in blue. I wanted it as a stopgap. I also thought I could make a bit of money on the car. That car did well as a stopgap. Turned out I didn't really need it in the end, and when I thought I was going to make money on it, I didn't. I made a loss, but I don't usually make losses on cars, so it's just one of them. And then what brings my car tally up to 13 is because on December the 31st, I've actually picked up a new car which none of you guys know about, so I am definitely adding that to the 2022 cars that I've bought. I just haven't revealed it on the channel yet. So I just thought I'd sneak the new car into last year's numbers because technically it was. Some of you guys love that I go through my cars, some of you guys hate it. At the end of the day, I'm not hurting anybody, I'm not doing anything illegal, and I just like buying, and when I sell the cars I hope to make a bit of money. Nothing wrong with that at all. So let's go on to a few of my other highlights from the year 2022, and I held two of my Driven 24/7 meets. One of them I held back at Revo's Hub, and then I just thought I'd make a change and I'd try and hold a meet at a local pub, which did okay. It didn't do as well as the Revo Hub meets. I just wanted to mix up the locations, and turns out I will be going back to Revo's Hub in 2023 very shortly to keep your eyes peeled for another Driven 24/7 meet. So anyway, let's take a look at those two meets that I did hold in the year of 2022. And we're here again at Revo's Hub for our meet on April the 10th. This is a whole outside area now, which is absolutely madness. So I'm actually overwhelmed with the response this meet has had. There's so many cars here, such an array. Today is the day of my meet, which I have decided to hold this time in a local pub. Of course, I attended other meets in the year of 2022. Some that stick out to me are, I went to a few local meets which are classic car meets, so I used to take my Nissan 100NX to these said local meets. When I had the car, it's just really nice to make the most out of meets that are held locally to you, and I feel like I did. I went to a few of these same local ones and I really enjoyed them. As you can see behind me, the Nissan 100NX is here, its first ever car show. So yeah, here she is. Here she is, my parents' 45S VIP Panda. Quick detour to a Greggs to get the best milkshakes in town.
Yes!
Back to the car show we go. Bye! Towards the end of 2022, I was finally able to go to a local Abarth meet. My parents turned up in their Abarth. I parked my Type R down the road, and it was really nice to be surrounded by baths again and get them back on the channel, as I used to film bath meets lots back in the day when I first started my YouTube channel. So a big thank you to the Bad South Coast Bath Club for holding this meet. I also was able to attend other YouTubers meets, so I attended the Fuel Power meet, which was really good because I was there as a fellow YouTuber. Joseph from Lloyd Vehicle Consulting was there, a fellow YouTuber. Alex from All Things Alex, a fellow YouTuber, was there. Also Hubnut was there as well. So it's really nice when a YouTuber holds a meet that the other YouTubers attend, and you can chat because we're all mates. That was really nice. Today you join us in, I believe we're at Middle Wallop, for the Fuel Power party held by fellow automotive YouTubers. Fuel Power. Oi, oi, give us away.
Hi there.
Hi there. Actually have the Hubnuts here, so this is a Berlingo.
Hello.
Alright, Alex.
Good afternoon.
And then also Joseph from Lloyd Vehicle Consulting, he also had his own meet at the beginning of the year, which I went to in my events as SR. My parents sit there at Bar 595. Again, a few other YouTubers went to support Joseph, and that was a really nice meet as well. So today we're at an event held by the Lloyd Vehicle Consulting, Mr. Joseph Lloyd.
Oh yes.
Me and my dad were able to go back to London for the Chelsea cruise this year. We haven't been to a Chelsea cruise too much lately, so it was nice to go in 2022. We are back at Chelsea cruise. We also attended the Bromley pageant. I was able to go there with my dad, and we took my Nissan 100 NX. And what was really cool was, first of all, we were on the Lloyd Vehicle Consulting YouTuber stand, thanks to Joseph. He had a stand which I was able to display the 100 NX on, and even better, he somehow managed to get the cars from that stand into the main arena, where a guy stuck a microphone under our mouths, and we got to talk about our cars with all these people looking at us. Never done anything like that before, and that was really cool that Joseph could make that happen for us. We are at Bromley Pageant Car Show, my first ever time coming here. Obviously Lloyd Vehicle Consultant, Joseph's here, this is his stand we're on. On to mine. Got the new wheels sitting on proudly, the Driven 24/7 plate. Right, I'm really nervous. Joseph's getting interviewed at the moment. We're in the main arena. There's people looking at us. I'm going to get interviewed soon. It's done in the arena, haven't we, Joseph?
Indeed we have.
It was a bit scary, weren't it? But the presenter was nice.
Scary.
Another big standout show for me from 2022, because it was held on my birthday, was the Simply Japanese show at Bewley Motor Museum. And that really stood out for me. As I just said, it was actually on the day of my birthday. My birthday's in July, the weather was really nice, and also I took two of my own cars to that meet. So I drove my Nissan 100 NX, Martin, my fiance, drove the Toyota Carina E I had at the time. We had both the cars parked next to each other with my YouTube plates on. Real nice, proud moment. But forgetting about the meet bit, the meet as a whole was really, really good. So many cool Japanese cars there. Really enjoyed that meet, and I'll look forward to going to it in 2023. Today we have with me two of my cars. And what day is it today, Martin?
Happy birthday, Amber.
It's my birthday. A couple of personal highlights as well for my YouTube channel is that in August we reached 3,000 subscribers. So that was really, really cool. I just literally stood in front of the camera and chatted about how grateful I was, and I still am. We have finally hit 3,000 subscribers on the Driven 24/7 automotive YouTube channel. And another highlight for me to hopefully push this YouTube venture in the right direction was I did have a full-time job in a motor trade, and I had an open and honest conversation with my boss, because in my mind I wanted to cut down from full-time to part-time, so I could do part-time, proper job as such, and part-time YouTube. That got the go-ahead, and because of that I can now focus more time on YouTube and chasing the YouTube goal dream and just getting more videos out there. And for me to be able to make more videos means that I have to have the time to make those videos in order to get me views, in order to get me subscribers, in order for the YouTube channel to grow. So I decided, and I've been in talks with my work, so I'm now going to start to cut down my hours, and they're happy to keep me on a part-time basis, not a full-time. Here's to making more YouTube videos. YouTube collaborations are always a great idea when you obviously want to collaborate with another YouTuber, and it helps two YouTubers share their audiences, like it does, I suppose, when you get two artists feature on the same song. And I've had a few collabs this year, which I'm pretty proud about. So let's go through those collaborations I did in 2022. One of them was with my mate Alex from the channel All Things Alex. I had the pleasure of filming his russet brown, low mileage Austin Allegro, but he got the chance to film my not so immaculate rusty Nissan 100NX. But anyway, we both had a good time, we both had a laugh, and we got videos out of it, so that was great. Today we're doing another car feature and a YouTube collaboration. This car is actually owned by another fellow automotive YouTuber. His name is Alex from channel All Things Alex. I also, at the start of the year, managed to do a collaboration with Joseph from the Lloyd Vehicle Consultant YouTube channel. I was able to film and drive his Rover V6, and he filmed and drove my Mercedes C200 I had back at the time. Today it's quite exciting actually, because I'm collaborating with another automotive YouTuber. Now this is the car from the Lloyd Vehicle Consulting YouTube channel, owned by fellow automotive YouTuber Joseph. My dad introduced me to the Ford YouTuber Marcus Hayes. I went up to an area in London, not saying too much, and I was able to do a YouTube collaboration with the man himself, Mr. Marcus Hayes. He showed me around his old school Fords, and it was a really cool collaboration to have happened because he's got quite a much bigger following than I have. And then after that collaboration, that same afternoon, we ended up going to the Chelsea cruise in a convoy of him. And yeah, so that was a really good afternoon. Me and my dad went up to see Marcus Hayes and did Chelsea cruise that year. Today I'm doing a bit of a YouTube collaboration. Today I'm actually hooking up with Marcus Hayes from the Marcus Hayes YouTube channel.
Hello.
This is so cool. Hey! So obviously I've put out quite a few videos back in 2022. So a few of my video highlights in 2022 are when I bumped into the red 100NX Nissan at the Fuel Power Party, and then another day we booked to film the Nissan 100NX for my YouTube channel. That was special because at the time I had my Tatiana Nissan 100NX and I was filming this immaculate example red Nissan 100NX thanks to the owner Stuart. Also that same day I asked Stuart if we could go back to his and film the rest of his cars, as he had quite a few at his house. So that was a really cool afternoon to film an immaculate Nissan 100NX and to go back and film the rest of his collection. I just love looking around people's cars and talking cars, so that was a great highlight video. This is totally different lead to my 100NX. It's only got 35,000 miles on the clock. Owner Stuart actually has a collection of cars where we are here at his house today. Obviously you guys would have seen the 100NX.
Nissan Sunny Coupe, 1986, SR20 engine in it.
Okay.
Datsun 260Z. I paid 1,800 quid for it. The same engine as in the 100NX.
Did you add the Nismo on there as well?
I did indeed, yeah. 2.6 cylinder engine in it.
Come over to video shoot car.
I know, he's just respraying it for me, it's amazing. It's no secret, my family as a whole own quite a few cars, so in 2022, whilst my brother had it, I managed to film his old Ford Escort. We are filming this 1985 Escort Gear 1600, and this is actually owned by my brother. I also managed to film my dad's Lancia Fima, and I also managed to bring back his very rare Fiat Panda VIP edition. Managed to bring that car back to the channel as I filmed it a few years ago, and I just wanted to do a more updated video. So it's always a pleasure doing car features on my family's cars. So this is my dad's 1985 Lancia Fima IE Turbo. So what did you buy before this, just to make sure your bids were being processed?
Garage petrol pump from a forecourt.
So once you'd bought that, you then used...
Yeah, we knew the app was working then, so no one else wanted it, so I won that.
That was funny. Now today we're going to bring my dad's very rare Fiat Panda 45S VIP edition, one of one left in the UK and probably in the world, I would imagine. We're going to bring it back to the channel. Something I want to do more of in 2023 is more car features, and I did manage to do a couple in 2022, separating that from the YouTube collaborations where I filmed other YouTubers' cars. The two videos I'm about to talk about weren't YouTube collaborations, but I managed to bump into a mad smart car owned by a 74-year-old man called Jeff, and I said to him, I'm going to have to feature your car on the channel. That was the first video in my whole YouTube lifetime that's ever done well, and as soon as I uploaded it, the numbers kept going up and up each day by thousands, and I've never had that before. And I'm glad, because I'm not only interested in the cars when I do a feature video, it's about the owner as well. So I wanted to get Jeff's story out there as the owner. I wanted to get the story of his car out there too, and you guys seem to love that video, so that went down well. So behind me we have a smart car, but as you can see just from the angle we're at the moment, this isn't your typical smart car. I want to come back on these. Oh, it looks nice. Oh. Yeah. this side up bit as well. I also managed to film a heavily modified 106 which belonged to Aaron, and I just said, look, your car's really cool, I like retro cars, yours is retro but highly modified, can I feature it on my channel? And Aaron and his girlfriend Cassie were really nice to work with. We had a good few hours filming his car, getting some rolling clips. We have a Peugeot 106. Now this isn't any old Peugeot 106, this is a heavily modified Peugeot 106 producing 175 horsepower. My parents also bought a couple of the cars in 2022, not as much as me because I've got a bit of a problem. Like I said, I'm not hurting anybody, it's absolutely fine. So they bought a cheap Fiat Panda 100 horsepower HP. It was an MOT failure, so my dad needed to put a little bit of money and time into fixing it to get an MOT pass. And when it passed, I was able to drive a Fiat Panda 100 horsepower for the first time. So here it is then, guys. My parents have bought a Panda 100 horsepower. This is wild. This is my parents' recently purchased Panda 100 horsepower, which they bought as an MOT failure, and here I am videoing it. It's on the road, which means it now has an MOT pass. And then more recently, my parents have bought a totally different and weird but cool car. My parents have recently picked up their brand new Citroen Ami, all electric, quadricycle. It's not actually a car, and you guys seem to have loved that video so far. And don't worry, I'll be filming more videos on that car very, very shortly. It looks ridiculous. My fiance Martin, he bought a couple of cars in 2022. Not me, but him. So of course, I'm like, can I film your cars to the channel? I'm not asking you, I'm actually just going to do it. He's cool with it. So Martin, my fiance, he bought a Mazda 323F Figaro edition, if I remember correctly. And he also bought a Honda Civic Aerodeck Estate, and then he also bought his Mercedes SLK, which he has done some little modifications to. Again, more videos to come on that car, but let's take a look at Martin's purchases too. This is a 1996 Mazda 323F, and this car only has 67,500 miles on the clock. Here's Martin, my fiance, for those of you that haven't yet met Martin. So this is Martin's car. So here it is, and guys, this is Martin's new car. It is a 1998 on an S-plate Honda Civic Aerodeck Estate. Today I am filming a Mercedes SLK, which actually belongs to my beloved fiance Martin. So my dad used to work on a lot of my old cars for me because he's mechanically minded, I'm simply not. He's got the knowledge, I haven't. So yeah, 2022 I've worked on more of my cars and gave things a go, such as on my EP3 Type R. I wanted to do a headlight restoration on it because it needed one, and I think I read that the bumper had to come off, and that sounds like a big job to anyone. Even if you're mechanically minded, you have to physically remove a bumper of a car. Just not get my dad involved. Let's just try and give it a go myself. And I did. The bumper come off, the headlights come out. Happy days. Let's just take a look at that moment because I love that moment. If this actually comes off, it's my first ever bumper I've removed in my whole entire life. Yes, done one. Oh, I'm enjoying this, guys. Yes. Apparently it's a bumper off job. Also, Martin, my fiance, when he bought his Honda Civic Aerodeck, he bought that at quite a good price because it had a ding in the wing. That rhymes. It had a dent in the wing. And because that car also came with one cracked light where the dented wing was, Martin's managed to source 2 like new headlights, and that was then gave us the job to take the old ones out. That was quite hard. We ended up taking one out between me, myself and my dad, and then the other one we got done elsewhere because it was the bumper had to come off in the end and a bit of the wing. But anyway, we took one out between the 3 of us. I was definitely giving it a go, so that's cool.
Well done.
And then the big major one, I could put my phone away for this one, is my Nissan 100NX, which I bought in January. I bought that as a car that hadn't been on the road through lockdown period, COVID times, and I just hadn't been on the road for a couple of years. I bought it obviously without no MOT. I didn't know what I was letting myself in for, but I bought the car mega cheap. I knew what the car was, I knew it was rare, and that was a car that I bought obviously as a project car. Again, to keep costs down, I definitely tried to give stuff a go on that car as much as I could, such as I bought the car with a misfire. I didn't know what that was. My dad, who's mechanically minded, didn't know what that was at the time. Of course, we don't, we just bought the car. I managed to source the issue of the misfire, and I managed to fix it. Made me emotional. Let's just take a look. And to my surprise, I think I've actually found the reason why this car has a misfire. It's telling me we have a problem with this cylinder here. Just take this one off now. So this is going into the dodgy cylinder, or what was. There we go.
Sweet as a nut.
That has got no misfire.
Well done, darling.
I'm a bit emotional, yeah. And after the misfire was fixed on the Nissan 100NX, I wanted to carry on and complete a service. So I managed to drain my first ever oil on a car with the supervision of my dad. I put in a sump plug, I filled the car up with oil, I did an oil filter, got underneath the car, did an oil filter. And again, it might sound like simple stuff, but it's stuff that I haven't done before. And it's now got to the point where I now am pretty confident at getting a car up on the ramps on my driveway and carrying out a service all by myself, which I probably plan to do in 2023. I will hopefully be doing most of the work to the car myself. Flippin' heck! Ugh.
Get a hold of it.
Woo! Yes!
Good stuff.
Oh.
On the back side
Oh,
of the engine.
Jesus.
Yeah, up there.
Oh, it's in. Oil on the face. Oh, look how clean that is. The car was rusty, old Japanese car, and it had been sat on this grass patch for a couple of years, so I had to outsource that work. But when I came to picking the car up from the mechanic, paying him and picking the car up, the work was done. The car now had an MOT. That was again another really nice emotional time for me, and that was the first ever time I'd managed to driven that car on the road because it was road legal with an MOT, and some of the rust holes are gone. So let's also take a look back at that moment. The car is now ready for collection. Oh Jesus! I didn't put that in properly. Right. That scared me. Literally my first ever drive of this car on the road. I can't believe it! And I actually have to note, because this isn't something I can claim too much, but I actually ended up owning that Nissan 100X for quite a long time. I had it from January, and I definitely sold it late end of the summer. And then coming towards the end of 2022, I managed to get the opportunity to film the Ford Transit MS-RT thank you to a local Ford dealership, and then by coincidence I ended up filming another Ford within a short space of filming the MS-RT Transit. Filmed a really immaculate, like new, old 90s Ford Fiesta. Today we're filming this very pink, telly magenta pink, shall I say, Ford Transit. But not only that, as you can probably tell from the front and the styling, this isn't any old Transit, this is an MS-RT style Transit, and it all makes for different content on my channel, because I'm not all about filming the same brand like I used to back in the day when I started my channel. I'm about everything, and I feel like I've covered quite a lot in 2022, to be honest. A range of vehicles, I've owned a range of vehicles, I've filmed a couple of feature videos, I've been to a few meets. Yeah, it's all about variety, and I like to feel that I do that quite well on the channel. So of course I haven't gone over everything that happened in 2022, otherwise, like a lot of YouTubers have probably said in their highlights reel, you'd be there forever talking. I feel like 2022 has been quite a good year. I haven't attended as many car shows as I would have liked probably, but I have definitely owned more cars than I ever would have planned. To be honest, I did put out a video explaining that I thought I had ADHD due to the fact that I just impulse buy cars. I'm not that reckless, I can obviously afford to buy the cars, so I do. It doesn't get me into trouble financially. But it turns out, basically, the doctors don't want to investigate the ADHD, they just wrote on a bit of paper. Amber thinks she has one symptom of ADHD, so we're not bothered. I actually said to the doctor I had more, but there we go. Thank you NHS for supporting me there. So I've definitely owned more than enough cars in 2022. I will probably own more in 2023, of course, because as I say, I buy the cars because I like them, I want them, I can afford them, and when I've had my time with that car, basically I get bored, I sell them on, and obviously I try to make money. Because I'm now doing YouTube as a bit of my job, that little bit of money helps keep me going with boring stuff like bills and being able to live. So that's fine. And I own cool cars in the meantime, I own lots of cars in the meantime, and I try and make a bit of money when I'm done with them, and that is absolutely fine, and it works for me. And it also works because I keep doing these uploads like, hey, I've got another car, but here's what it is. I'm just being me at the end of the day, and I just If I didn't do YouTube, you guys wouldn't know that I'm a bit silly with buying cars, but I do YouTube. I think it makes great content. When I buy a car, I know I'm going to do videos on it, so it's just a win-win in my eyes. As I said at the start of this video, I actually managed to sneak in another car purchase into 2022, so I will be showing you that car very, very shortly in a car reveal video. Goals for 2023 are to continue growing this Driven 24/7 automotive YouTube channel by obviously uploading more uploads, finding more cars to film, filming more of what I own myself, what my family owns. I want to also hold more of my Driven 24/7 meets. I want to also attend more meets. There's a few big ones that I'm already starting to apply for with said new car. I also want to be consistent when it comes to me sourcing car features in 2023, and as I said, and I think that basically brings this 2022 highlights video to an end, and now I can go and upload it in the year 2023. But like I say, I've had a few new subscribers lately, so thank you very much once again for joining my channel. Because I am a car petrol head girl through and through, I have this thing of just going through my cars, but it's all fun, and come along for the bumpy ride with me. And in 2022 I had the pleasure of buying 13 cars. Is that something I want to be in 2023? No. I want to definitely not look at upping that number, I want to look at dropping that number. Let's try and be sensible now a little bit. Do let me know in the comments below what has maybe been your highlight from my channel. Thank you for watching, and belt up, because the year 2023 might be another bumpy ride with owning, buying and selling cars and so on. But it's all good fun, it is what it is. I am who I am, and I hope you guys like me for it. Or if not, at least watch my videos. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in another video.
Bye.
Martin's here, representing as always. So a big thanks to the bad South Close. So a big fan. I can't say it. It's alright.
It's currently for sale for £35,000.
You were buying and getting this up. Ready? Action. How's your sweets?
Yeah. Away from you. Little sticker on there.
What do you mean just a little sticker? This should be Martin's tutorials. That was really good.
Oomph. Woofy.
That hit my hat.